Hey, there he is.
Hey, buddy.
What's going on?
Well, today I finally realized that I could set up my Android phone as a webcam. So that's why I look so much better tonight than usual.
There we go. There we go. Yeah, I got to figure out a way to because my lighting, I'm trying to just get it right, and I just can't quite do it with my OBS, and it's just giving me agita. And you can kind of see, I feel like I'm washed out.
Oh, that's how I've always looked in mine. I've put like cardboard up here on my lamp and everything else. And the other day I'm sitting there doing one of my videos. I'm like, I always look so perfect when I'm filming. So I just got online and got to Googling and found out there's an app I could install on my phone. So now that's what I'm using.
So hey, say hi to everybody because you're on.
Oh, I'm on. Hi.
Yeah,
Hi,
yeah.
everybody.
How's it going, everybody? I'm just going to get my channel set up, and I invited. I was going to invite Joel or Larkin, and he wasn't. He's working, so
there's such a time difference between him and us.
Hawaii, yeah, because he's in Hawaii. And then what's his name? What's it called? Time difference between. So what's his name? But I'm just trying to get Kato on here. So it'll be the three of us, and we can talk about all the toy news and stuff. Because I did a news video earlier, and then as literally as I hit publish, I right after I hit publish, I saw the news, and I'm like, I just recorded this thing.
I know it was like every hour on the hour today.
Yep. I'm like, dude, this is way too much stuff to get going on here. So, what's going on, everybody? I can see everybody's commenting. We got 73 people in here so far.
Wow. I need to pull this up so I can see what's going on.
Yeah, so you can kind of see the comments and stuff like that as they're pulling up. And but I'm just trying to. I just need to get Larkin, not Larkin. Kato. Yeah, because Larkin is working. I should have got you guys in before, but it's no big deal.
Now everybody's seeing the behind the scenes stuff that we normally do a half hour prior.
Yeah. Very true. Very true. Hold on a second.
All right. 85 watching now, trying to pick it up.
If you want to answer some of the questions while people are talking, while I'm getting this taken care of.
Yeah. Very true.
Well, you want to mute that?
Hold on a second.
85 watching now, trying to pick it up. There you go. All right, I got it muted. So I can look over here and see the chat.
There you go.
Omega Maximus says we have a nice toy collection. Thank you very much. We got something I've been hunting for years today.
Oh, nice. Okay, just going to tell him to set it sent.
Yeah, where Kato's not on Facebook kind of throws off things a little bit. You can't.
It does. It makes it harder because you can't just message him via Facebook Messenger. So I text message him, and then he's like, "Oh, send it to my email," and I'm like, "All right, sent to your email." And uh-oh. Look who's arrived. It says some king, some form of king says he's arrived.
Your king has trans theories. Your king has.
From my understanding, that is the fake trans theories, the troll. Apparently. Although I don't know how true that is.
No, I haven't saved hella bread. That's just years of collecting.
Combinations, best combiners change. Oh, you're trying to say the Combaticons?
It'd have to be the Combaticons. I will change your mind. I'm thinking the Stunticons are. I'll take the Stunticons any day over the Combaticons.
I like them both. I think the aerial bots and the what's it called? The aerial bots and the Protectobots were the first two that I completed. So
I only had Menasor as a kid, and then I end up getting Defensor later on. There he is. Hey, Kato.
What's up, guys?
hey now.
Look at us. Just three dudes, grown men talking about toys.
Yep.
On a Friday night.
On a Friday night. Who needs bars?
Well, they're all closed anyway.
Yeah.
No,
in 1 hour, my state actually is barred bars past 10 o'clock.
Everyone's welcome here.
Well, according to my state, Myrtle Beach is where everybody catches it.
Yeah, that's what they try to tell me.
The beaches and churches are the only place you can catch this thing.
Yeah.
That here's the thing about that. Opinions.
Okay, got Bluetooth headphones
and I have them.
Well, is Fire Brothers on here?
Hey, everyone.
We've been spending the last half hour just getting everything adjusted live, so everybody's seeing
right. Like everybody's been seeing us, like, because my camera keeps it keeps washing my face out, and I'm like, darn it.
I love my new setup.
Yeah, you got your. I think a while back I mentioned, maybe it wasn't you, maybe it was just someone else, that you could use your Android phone as a webcam. I haven't done that yet, but I know there's ways to do it.
It's really easy. With mine. It's really easy.
I don't mind mine. I think the laptop does pretty well. I just use that one.
You've never seen washed out. I mean, Rodimus has his issue, and that's where I always have my problem too. And it was the other day when I was filming my intro for Megatron. I was like, you know what? I always look so good when I'm filming these reviews. Why can't I do the same with the webcam? So I just started researching. Voila, here we go.
Yeah. Do you use Bluetooth? Is it like it turns it into a Bluetooth webcam, or do you wire it in?
I hardwire it. I'm more of a fan of hardwiring things in than trusting the connections.
Agreed.
Messing around with stuff here, but
somebody says, I hope we get better pictures of the new Kingdom figures soon. Well, certain reviewers are going to have them in hand reviewing them tomorrow.
Yeah, they'll be there.
Yeah,
for sure.
Very true. Very, very true. I am going to pull up my web browser here and share screen. And
I was so excited when I heard Inferno was coming out. I thought for sure it was going to be the ant.
So here we go.
I want to.
Here we go. First look at Transformers Kingdom Beast Wars Dinobot Air Razor plus G1 Huffer, Inferno, and Ultra Magnus. And looking at this first thing, you kind of get like a quick glimpse of the toys out of the box. And we've got Air Razor, RC. I think that's, what is that, Arachnite? One of them.
That's one of the fossilizers.
One of the fossilizers. Yeah. And G1 Huffer, dude.
Man, when's the last time we got a Huffer that wasn't a repaint?
G1? no. Power Core Combiners. That's right. And there's Air Razor in package.
So Tigertron's not far behind.
It's very true. But I've been waiting for an Air Razor figure because I have the Transmetal figure of her. But I wanted that original one, and she's kind of hard to come by, and I think she suffers from gold plastic syndrome. So I'll be very glad to get this one.
I'm loving the box art. I am loving the box art on Kingdom.
Definitely. I don't
like the art. Yeah, I don't like the smaller windows, but we knew for the last 6 or 8 months that they were going to start doing away with as much of the plastic window as they could.
Yep.
The next trilogy won't have any window at all.
You're right. I mean, we know with like Generation Selects and some of the the other like Biosphere said and stuff like that. They've done away with it altogether. But I'm glad we still get a peek in the box.
That's the one I'm really looking forward to.
Oh yeah,
a good Dinobot.
Yeah.
oh yeah. Look at the head sculpt on it. You can already kind of, I mean, you can barely see it, but it's like the head sculpt is there.
It's gold and blue, so that's
Yeah.
good enough.
Yeah.
And it looks like it takes a lot of cues from that mini masterpiece. You know what I'm saying? Like it like the way that the chest plate seems to go into places. It looks like it's going to be a good. I'm hoping it's a good Raptor mode, because that's the thing. They have to be able to pull off both modes, and that's hard to do with Dinobot, especially if they're going to try and be as cartoon accurate as they want to be.
Well, what we've seen from Megatron is they pulled off one heck of a dinosaur mode.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it looks beautiful in dinosaur
Mhm.
mode, and even the little fossilizer here. I mean, this little guy right here has a great little dino mode. So,
I was really impressed with your review on that thing.
How did you get your hands on that thing?
I got it from a store in Canada, just a regular little retail store that sold it online. I got the first three, the core class Megatron, or not Megatron, sorry, Optimus, Rat Trap, and that little fossilizer. So they sent it out. I mean, just regular. I think it's was it CMD store or something like that was the name of it. It's
I've
just a
heard
retail.
I've never ordered anything from them.
Yeah, I love them. They're just a normal retail outlet. They're just above New York, man. You should definitely order from them. It gets to me in a few days.
And that's CMD.
Yeah, CMD store is just an online retailer like anyone else. And they're in Canada, but they ship from New York.
Huh.
So you should definitely.
Okay. They probably have a New York like store, and since they're probably like they probably get imports like from wherever they get them from, but like they're probably a New York City store, and since New York City's not quite open, they're selling everywhere. You know,
Yeah,
New York City's not locked down.
All their information is Canadian, but I think a lot of those close Canadian stores, I think they basically ship like a couple times a week. And this is just a guess, but they just come across and ship from a U.S. address. But everything on their store
does, because when you order from Toy Hacks, when you get your envelopes, it always comes from Buffalo, New York.
Exactly, exactly like Toy Hacks does. But Rodimus, I bet you could get stuff. I mean, super fast.
Yeah, you're there,
right?
Yeah, you could probably drive and meet them. But
so this Huffer, what do you guys think about this Huffer?
I like the arms already. Very G1 with the cylinder arms.
As happy as I am with Cliff Jumper, I want them to do as many of these deluxe class mini bots as they can.
Yeah.
I want, for me personally, I probably will never complete a masterpiece or third party masterpiece scale season 1, season 2 cast, at least not anytime soon. For me, this is going to be a great way to get to fill in some of those blanks for a while, especially with how good they look.
So, my brother couldn't be here because he's too busy. He's too busy playing online games. But yeah, Huffer is one of those characters. It's like you want a good toy of him, but he's
lame.
Like that's the thing. It's like you don't like the character, but it's like you want that full 84 cast, you know?
Yeah.
And the only thing I ever remember of Huffer was him getting his arm trapped in the first miniseries.
That's true.
For the oil well. That's the only thing I remember of him.
I was just watching Dinobot Island earlier tonight, and he actually picked up one of the woolly mammoths like it was nothing. He's like, I'm not one of the biggest Autobots, but I'm one of the strongest.
Yes, he has a great voice. Great voice.
Yeah, it's funny. I don't want a lot of these. I don't want a lot of these guys because I like them in the show.
Thank you, Blake.
I want them because they were in the show. Does that make sense? Like I don't care about Huffer's character at all, but he was one of the few mini bots I had as a kid, and to get like a really cool version without having to go like the fans toys or someone like that route, I'm down. Especially like I say, with Cliff Jumper and Warpath looks so good.
Warpath, I actually really love the character of Warpath, and I'm really I'm excited for that toy.
He was my all-time favorite mini-bot as a kid. He was a tank. Of course, I grew up with a military family, and tanks were my thing.
Yeah.
And he had so much personality.
I thought you were supposed to make dinosaurs.
Oh, yeah.
That's funny.
I do a pretty good Huffer impression.
Dude, that was impressive.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
What's one of his other lines? I knew it wouldn't work, but nobody would you listen to me? Oh no.
What was the episode? He would always, when Optimus would get hurt, he would, let me take the load, Prime. I can't do a Huffer voice.
Let me take that load for you, Optimus.
There
You're
you go.
a true friend, Huffer.
Now, do we? I'm betting good money that there'll be a peg, a slot back there for the Earthrise Prime.
I hope so.
If not, we know some 3D printing people that'll make it right up.
Speaking of which, my trailer for Earthrise Optimus is currently upgraded with with the non-F set. So I got the non-F parts, which is why
the complete opposite of what you just said. I've got some 3D parts coming for my Nemesis Prime trailer set.
Cool. I also got, check this out, the roller that came with the accessory pack has got the small cannon. And then, of course, I got the gray. I wanted to get the gray roller because I wanted there to be a difference between the big one and the small one. So I got Mini-Me.
I've got a black and red roller coming for Nemesis and a green and black roller coming for my Dead Prime upgrade.
The Toy Hacks Dead Prime upgrade?
Glow-in-the-dark one.
I'll show you guys my RC after we go through the news, but I wanted to just, since we were talking Optimus's trailer, I do hope Huffer does have the hook for it so I can put the hitch on there, and which would be really cool. Have Huffer actually carrying Optimus's trailer. So Inferno, we knew he was going to come. He had to. They did grapple, so we knew they had to do Inferno, and I'm excited about him. I know some people are upset about him not being Beast Wars Inferno.
Yeah,
because that character was great, but I want both. That's the thing. Is I want I love Beast Wars and I love I love the G1 characters. So it's like I like the idea of being able to get both. I want Hauler and so maybe a green repaint and the Artfire repaint.
Well, Hauler's going to be a Generation Selects exclusive.
Of course.
Almost certainly. Certainly. Yeah, I'd like to get
that box is you got enough of a tease to see, okay, that's Inferno's head on Grapple's body, but there's no other giveaway to what that figure is going to look like.
It looks like that they has a ladder, but the ladder, I guess, has a cannon on the end of it.
Like a nozzle on the end. And he's probably got that adapter. That's the fire hose that Inferno has. Yeah. Maybe the exact same adapter.
Oh. First of all, Michael and Maida, thank you so much for the super chat. I honestly can't wait for this lineup. I'm not a fan of Beast Wars. I just hope they get their act together with QC. Just need my stores to bring stuff in any day. I agree. Totally agree that QC needs to be addressed. Yeah. One thing I will say about Grapple is a lot of people have to worry about the pegs in vehicle mode. So I would say, just if you are going to transform him, maybe like sand the pegs down. And I'm hoping Inferno doesn't have the same problem.
Straight out.
Yeah.
When you peg those together, you pull straight out because any angle is where you can snap them.
Right.
If it's please forgive me. I know somebody's going to say it, but if it's really tight when you push the peg in, don't force it. just know, because when that happens, you end up having to wiggle that soft plastic peg to come out, and that's where mine's sheared.
Yours broke?
Yeah, day one. But I mean, it was one of those things that was terrible, but it was also something that if anything on that figure was going to break, I want it to be something like that, because it still works fine in alt mode if I want to transform it. But if something on my figure is going to break, I want it to be something that doesn't hurt the bot mode more than anything else.
If you can still transform it into both modes, even though a part is necessarily broken, I'm all right with that. But
It's still not good.
Yeah,
break off a figure and you have no idea where it came from. I got one of my G1s I was transforming one time for a review. I heard a pop, a little brown piece popped out.
I did see it, Fire Brothers.
And I have no idea where that piece came from. I searched that toy over and over again. So I don't know if it was something in there from years prior because I bought it off eBay, but I just thought that was funny. Right in the middle of my reviews, like, well, where the hell did that come from? Anyway, back to Inferno. We're
okay. Yeah, Inferno is such a great character. If you actually look, if you kind of see it, if you really look inside the packaging, it looks like the wings are in there.
Yeah.
So Inferno does have the wings.
Oh yeah, I can see them. I just zoomed in. You absolutely can see them in there.
So like you can totally see that he actually has the wings sticking out of the side of the helmet, just like his G1 toy and animation model have.
Yeah, and you can kind of see them on the artwork, but yeah, you can if you zoom into the package or to the head sculpt, you can absolutely see them back there.
Definitely. Now, next one
wants a King Galvatron.
This is the one that I'm actually very happy about, even though I spent money to customize my Siege one. But an Earth mode Ultra Magnus, and I think there's gonna be a leader class one too.
I can't tell on the box, but I bet it is going
to
doing well.
Be a leader class, but yeah, that's going to look good. And I'm glad we're getting Earth mode, because maybe that means that I hope they use the whole inner bot theory.
I not only do I hope that they use the inner bot, but yeah, he's going to be a leader class, so he's going to have. I'm wondering if they're going to extend the legs a little bit, or maybe if it's going to be the same size legs, because you can tell that it's the Siege, like this part right here, where the where that is from the Siege truck. So like the front of the truck is remolded, but like the back parts of it are the same. So the inner robot for the most part is going to be the same, but I'm wondering if they're going to extend the legs, so we don't have to get new ones, like to get the extenders. But, I do like the shoulders look a little bit bigger. It seems that they've changed some of the parts in places. I'm curious about the actual trailer itself.
Yes,
like
if it's actually going to haul a car and not just be a turd.
Mm-hmm.
That's where all those new Legend class figures are coming in. The hell is that?
That was.
Hey, look.
That was the wife. Hold on. Oh. My wife was telling me something that my kids were doing. But I hope that, like, as far as this trailer mode is concerned, that it's able to do, like, I hope it's a lot better. But the thing is that until we see some legit pictures of it, then we can, really say, like, is this Ultra Magnus worth the upgrade? Because I like the Siege one, but if it's a good, update, to get, I would probably go for it, because I mean, for me, Air Razor and Huffer are worth it. So, and RC is just a repack. So
yeah.
Is she rare or something? Is that why they're repacking her?
I don't know. I don't know why they're doing that.
Well, she's definitely not rare around here, but I don't know why they would repack. Oh my gosh, that looks good.
Yeah, it looks so good.
And Megatron.
Look at that head. Look at that head sculpt.
Yes.
That Black Arachnia looks phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely looks awesome.
That's going to be a must get for sure.
Already pre-ordered. Cheetor pre-ordered. Got the whole line pre-ordered.
They all look good. Rat Trap is the only one I probably want out of this one. I would probably get Optimus for my daughter.
Little Rat Trap. I still
I'll
have
order
him.
2 of him because I know my son will want. There you go. That's the one I'm looking forward to as well. Cyclonus.
Yeah.
Oh, Cyclonus.
Hey, look, it's Skywarp.
These all look so good. I
I
mean,
know.
honestly, they just look great.
Here he is compared to the original toy.
Wow. He's going to be
That
tiny.
is a size
Look
difference.
at that little guy. Look at that little guy. He's adorable. I still have that one over here too. Thanks to the guys at T.
That thing is hideous. This thing is
Well,
hideous.
you know that the head sculpt is Optimus Primal's mace.
Yes, I do.
Flail.
Yes, I do.
I do like these T-Rex skeleton though. That's pretty cool.
I mean, it's cool. You can kind of make these like awesome weapons and stuff like that out of them. And Rat Trap with his. I'm glad he's got his gun. You know, he should have. That's the weapon he's supposed to have.
He's really good in
there he is.
bot mode.
There he is.
Pow, bang, zoom.
Zowie.
He's so G1, it's stupid. I love it.
Yeah.
So,
And here's the thing: I love that he's the size of Black Arachnia. Like that.
The scale is great with these guys.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's right. Megatron was huge compared to Primal.
Oh man,
I
he
love the
looks good.
T-Rex head.
And hey Rodimus, if you look at I know we mentioned it on a previous show. We were curious, but you can definitely see the left hand and that tail plugging into it.
Yeah, you can see.
Oh
the
yeah,
face.
yeah, definitely. My wife says she doesn't like Rat Trap's brain exposed.
He likes you to know what he's thinking.
That's right. Yeah.
A bit tacky. Cool Megs, yes.
Yes. Got those little rat teeth. And they're killing it.
Well, the pictures are killing it. We'll make sure we get him in hand first.
Yeah.
But I think we got to wait until March for Megatron, at least according to Amazon.
Yeah.
Maybe earlier.
Well, you got those overseas connections.
All right.
Not in a bad way though, I promise. completely legit.
Oh, Kato, I don't know if you caught my live stream earlier, but I finally got one.
I saw that. Yeah, I couldn't comment on there because I was driving. So I was like, oh crap, he's doing it now. So I was just listening, so I couldn't say anything. But yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
Oh, that looks great. I can't wait to get it out.
ton
Just
of stuff
played.
come in.
So you guys are gonna like this. First of all, I fixed Blue Streak. I glued his roof to the red part here.
Can it still transform?
It can transform, but there's some clearance issues because the plastic is broken. So oops. So let me actually let me bring this up.
And I haven't even opened my Blue Streak yet.
So if you can kind of see this here, let me move them back a little bit. There, it's broken on the hinge parts, like right here. So when he transforms, pop this open this way, and there we go. It does move perfectly fine, but coming back, there's a clearance issue in here. So in there, so when he comes back down, it like has a hard time getting past that. The plastic doesn't want to bend, you know. And then RC, I'll show you off how I've got her going so far. You can kind of see what I've done so far.
Yeah, ripped her legs off.
Well, that too, because that's because the back piece is off.
You ain't got no legs, Lieutenant RC.
That's because I got her leg here, and I'm trying to get this so the lighting is good, but I lopped off her foot and then painted it. So the whole
massive
is
heel
now white. The ankle is gray, and that inside joint I painted white as well. I actually removed it from the mushroom peg and painted it, and then after I painted it, I put it back in there, and it moves perfectly fine. So it does go back together well. It's just that I also painted the back. I painted her back, which I have over there, but I'm waiting for the pink paint. That I actually need magenta to mix with white to make a good pink. My son is saying, "Daddy glasses." So I also you kind of can't see it. I'm trying to like get it where you can kind of see this.
Holding something in front of a webcam is just the worst
Oh,
challenge.
Oh, there you go.
Can you see I painted her lips?
Yeah. I can see her lips now.
I also painted her. I also painted her face a little bit of a pink, and the sides of her ears are going to be gray. So, and this was white here, so I painted that gray, and I also painted the white line, like that stripe here, and I also painted her back too, so the white goes all the way around, and the white goes all the way around on her neck, on her collar.
Oh, that looks a lot cleaner.
So
Much cleaner.
See, that's why I haven't picked that figure up. I just thought it looked so lacking.
Which is why I painted it. It's exactly why I painted it.
It's a shame because the bot mode sculpt is so good. Like it really is a good sculpt.
So she's gonna look really good when
ratchet
she's all put together, you know. And I also did a lot of work on her car, which I'll show you. You might have seen in some pictures. But here is her painted gun. All right, let's see if I can
that does look better.
The clear gun was such a not a great idea.
Trying to get
Hey,
the gun.
DK.
Yeah, there you go. You can kind of see the gun. It's gray. It's gray, and I painted black on the handle and everything. And it took a week for the paint to dry fully, but she can hold her gun perfectly fine. So, you know,
yeah, that's going to be great.
Once it's all said and done, she's going to be like perfect, like all put together. So
I'm really too lazy for that.
So let's see if I can.
Yes, rest in peace, Kirby Morrow, for sure.
There we go. That's better. So if you want to show some stuff off.
Oh Lord.
Will I start painting Warhammer figures? Oh, do you know what I saw in Walmart today? I don't know if you guys saw this. They actually have pre-painted Dungeons and Dragons minifigures.
Yes.
Oh, they've been out for a while.
Yeah, they look so good. I want some of the 6-inch. Was I right that they're going to do some of those 6-inch? I think I remember seeing that. But
hey, there's come on, Brian.
Hey, Brian. But yeah, I like those little minifigures. The red dragon they have in that one kit looks really good.
It wasn't today. It was yesterday. It was yesterday.
Oh, you about to get in trouble right there.
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
I said it looked like you was about to get in trouble right there. Did you go to Walmart?
Oh, thanks, Dan200. He said Captain America Prime looks good. Yeah, it's nice and giant Prime back there.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can make sure that, like, if I can't keep Blue Streak to transform right, I'm going to try and see if I can hunt down another one and try to see if I can do an exchange. You know, can you comment on the theory about Kingdom toys over the Studio series for the 86 line? Why they can't just all stay in one line?
Yeah, it's money.
Money.
Always money. Yeah. It's always money.
I think, well, to my understanding, and this is what I remember Aaron Archer saying something along these lines, was that each line has a certain budget on how much they're allowed to spend for the toys for that line. And, you know, so what they did the Studio Series 86 as a way to get the toys that they were probably going to make for Kingdom anyway. I wonder, but also because it's
Cyclonus and Scourge.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like they separated them. Also, probably because they're going to appear in the cartoon.
Yeah. I think budget explains most of that. Like you were saying, they've got separate budgets per line, and they probably had more money. They had fewer Bayverse Studio Series figures to do, so they just diverted some of that money into Studio Series for 86, and they just robbed Peter to pay Paul. They wanted to get all the characters and just divvied the characters up between the lines. That made sense.
Some are saying that the Ultimate Expanse is a heavy remold of the Studio Series Jetfire. Now, do you think that's? When I looked at it, it didn't look that way. It looks like if it's a heavy retool, maybe it's using the same engineering.
I mean, the only thing I could see them really using is the outer shell.
Yeah,
just the plastic on the outside, because the transformation from what it looks like doesn't really seem similar at all. But I could see them using that outer casing and just strapping a new robot inside of it.
Yeah. See if I can bring that up. But where was it? What you get X-Men crossover toys? I guess you didn't see my news video. I did a news video earlier today. Windshield is busted on one toy. It's busted. That's the rule.
I've lucked out. I haven't had any bad QC issues lately, other than with my blue streak. There's little tabs on the inside of the legs. On the left leg, as soon as I fold that tab down, it just shoots off. There's little filler tabs. The red.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah.
Yeah, like
my Earthrise Megatron. He's got one really floppy foot that won't stay folded in.
Oh, if you actually wiggle that enough, you can actually eventually push it and it'll eventually click. Mine does the same thing. Like my Siege, you're talking about Siege Megatron, right?
No, Earthrise. Earthrise, when I put him in tank mode, you know how you fold the feet up, the heel folds in on the foot? The heel piece just is like that. It won't, there's no friction to it at all.
This one's trying to say he's trying, Michael's trying to get the Skylinks wing fixed. I don't have the Skylinks toy, so I can't give you pointers on that one. Where are we? A lot of comments going by. It's the internet who doesn't get mad at someone else for a dumb reason. That is true. People get mad at
Welcome
to the World Wide Web.
I popped the foot out of the peg and snapped the joint in on Megatron at least. So the Siege Megatron I don't have that much of an issue with. I don't have Earthrise Megatron. So
yeah.
I finally caved and got him. I swore I wasn't going to get him, but I hadn't got anything in a while. All this stuff came in pre-orders.
You got the itch.
I'm like, I got to scratch that itch. Hello there, Megatron.
Larkin came in.
Hey,
there
Larkin.
he is.
Digging that new logo there, Larkin.
That has thrown me off so many times.
I'm gonna have to get used to that. That's a little weird. That is a little weird.
Yeah. No, it's not that little bot anymore.
No. Is Megatron worth it?
Yes. He's the best one, I think, of the Siege Megatrons.
Yeah, unless you customize yours. Like I did. Like I'm going to go get mine real quick.
Again, I'm way too lazy for that.
And we'll see.
Oh, crap.
Kato, get yours real quick.
What am I getting? Netflix?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Jesus.
First of all, look who's I'll let you show you off yours real quick. No, not me.
Not you.
Let's see.
There we go.
There we go. Now here's mine. Of course, mine's all toy hacked up. I got the Toy Hex decal that covers up all the scratches on the chest. He's got the decals that improve the brow. There's new decals that go over the head. Of course, the sword gets chromed. If the light will, there you go. More decals there on the abs. They're just, I don't know. This, I love the collar scheme on this guy. He doesn't have all that dirt and smudge. So I really like how the legs look. So yeah, mine's not as customized as Rodimus's with the painting. I'm a Toy Hacks guy, but I think that really improved this figure. Now, granted, fresh out of the box, this guy looks amazing, so much better than the regular version.
All right, so let's bring me in here real quick. So
Damn, your Megatron does look different.
it
yeah, it
does,
looks completely different.
he does, doesn't he? So, right. Here's my it's regular Siege Megatron, and I removed the battle damage on him, but I also painted him. So I have this is the first Siege Megatron, but I got the Netflix set specifically for Toy Hacks. So, but what I did was I ended up painting the red all the way around, so it goes all the way to the back, and I also painted the red sides, and I ended up painting gray on the front of the legs, and then the Toy Hacks labels went over, everything here, and then of course I've got the red on the on that little button, and
That's just funny.
so that's like my work on Megatron. And so it's all the Toy Hacks labels to like make him like hooked up, like look nice. But the fact is, I painted this whole thing gray, and except for the bottom part, I painted like gunmetal here, like over here, and then used the Toy Hacks labels to make that tank look fantastic.
Oh, that looks really good.
So like it just adds more to it. And I painted the inside of the legs gray.
Yep.
And trying to show also because like when the red went all the way around, it ended up looking really nice. But then adding this sticker here was really good. Initially, I just put a Decepticon symbol here, but once I got the Netflix Toy Hacks labels, this was worth it. This was really worth it. So
And it's a perfect color match.
oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it looks really good.
So this was like definitely worth it. And I also painted a little red stripe here on the arm cannon. So, and then, Skywarp has got non-X missiles.
Oh yeah, that non-F kit is really nice.
Non-F, that's non-X.
I knew what you're talking about.
Yep.
Yeah. And my Netflix Megatron is just how he comes in the package. Except he's it's Megatron holding Megatron.
I got Shockwave doing that right now.
Yeah. Shockwave holding Shockwave. Yeah, that little Megatron gun, I like that a little bit. But yeah, I just thought it'd be a little meta to have angry Megatron holding little baby Megatron. But yeah, this was definitely the best of the set. I just wish that they would have gotten rid. I'll probably try to get this off the.
Just get flat black, either flat black or gloss black paint.
Yeah.
Whatever you choose. Testers.
Leaving that on there is just.
I use testers paints, the enamel paints.
Yeah.
For models, there's like they're really small jars. But
well, here's the thing: one of these days, I will actually break out. I have to get a new one, but the airbrush and start doing it. The problem is, I know that once I start doing it, I won't stop.
Yeah, Brandon and Charlene got the Netflix Megatron for Battle Masters, but I really like it. Use of that, the use of that mold. Yeah, it's a really good color scheme too.
Yeah.
Just be careful with the figures; they can break easily. Yeah. Galvatron made mistakes. He was too insane. Well, Web World, they kind of fixed his brain a little bit, and I think the Matrix being released in Return of Optimus Prime Part 2 helped make Galvatron more sane a little bit. He was still Megatron at the end of it. What do I think about the Autobot brothers?
Autobot brothers. Are we talking about Sideswipe and Sunstreaker?
Well, they're Sideswipe and Sunstreaker. They might be thinking of the Datsun brothers, but
yeah,
that's like only a fan term. Yeah, Brian usually keeps his figures the way they are. You do customs too, Brian. I've seen some of your custom stuff.
Yeah, he does great customs. He does fantastic, like cardboard stuff. It's ridiculous, the paper craft he does.
who is better, Megatron or Galvatron? Same person. Same.
Comic Galvatron is better than cartoon Galvatron.
As far as sheer power.
Yeah. And insanity.
Like, he went nuts. Like
I think Galvatron was more fun to watch.
I loved the cartoon Galvatron though.
Yeah.
Galvatron design is better.
I remember Galvatron was one of those figures after I saw him in the movie, and then I saw him in the comics, and then I saw him in toy form. I'm like, what the hell? That's not the same guy. It's one of those disappointments when you actually see the toy.
I saw a list someone posted on a Facebook post. And it was a bunch of names for Earthrise stuff. And one of the things listed in one of the waves of Kingdom is Galvatron.
He'd have to be. He's on the box art. Plus, you got words. It's going
to be season 3. It's going to be cartoon Galvatron.
Yeah.
Then there's going to be a Generation Selects Galvatron, aka Fermentron.
That would be nice.
You just see his lights
light up. You just lit PPR up. Made his day.
Yeah, let's get Brian in here. Let's get Brian in on this one. Let me just select the invite. I'll invite him. I'm gonna go on Twitter.
While you do that, we'll look at the chat real quick and see if there's anything going on in here.
There's lots of things going on in there.
Lots of things going on in there. Stacy says, I think they meant the Autobot brothers from RID 2001, Prowl, X-Brawn, and Sideburn. Yeah.
I just sent you the link. I never played Among Us.
Captain America Transformer in the background. Yes, that is the Lewin Resources gigantic Captain America Prime.
You've rearranged back there.
A little bit. I moved my microphone to this other side for one thing. So I could actually.
It's kind of bad. We watch each other's stuff so much we can tell when stuff's missing or moved.
Yeah. We know when we clean up.
My mess over there is my custom table right now because I'm still waiting for finishing up RC.
I am slowly. That whole Star Wars section there in the corner is starting to disappear.
Waspinator as a weaponizer.
Yes.
Got a headache in his whole body.
Australia is supposed to get Kingdom Megatron in January, but it can change. Wow. I heard a bunch of channels, like not just like I don't know, like places got what's it called? They actually got wave 1 of Kingdom. TFW did, Unicron.com did, Sabertron did, TFU.info did. They all got Kingdom wave 1.
Yeah, I think that's happening pretty soon, actually. I think some stores are going to get Kingdom wave 1, at least the deluxes, really soon.
Happy birthday, Decade. Captain Optimus Prime.
Captain Optimus Prime, yeah.
Rodimus Prime Kingdom.
I'm not sure that people are getting the gist of how big that Joker is. He is.
Jesus.
Oh, my Lord.
The size of a small child.
Hey there, Larkin.
Damn, Brian looks a lot different.
Let me get this on a solo layout. Let me show this puppy off.
Oh wow!
I am so glad he's wearing pants for once.
Yeah, so I'm right at 6 foot. So,
that is one awesome
here
looking.
you go. Size comparison. Netflix Megatron.
Oh my word!
Yeah, he's a big boy.
That thing is massive.
He's a big boy.
Hey, Ryan's here.
Aww. Little Armada Prime.
Party.
Well,
I've talked to you for a while.
I make the same. I don't know what I'm saying.
What's up,
Make
Brian?
YouTube stuff. Another YouTube guy.
I'm good. Larkin's good too, I imagine.
It's
I just came to my desk from work and I don't even know what you guys were exactly talking about.
We don't.
We were talking
beforehand.
about you.
I do like the Megatrons that you guys all showed off. Very cool.
do you literally
Speaking
just
of-
got home?
Was that?
You just got home?
Well, I just got to this desk. I've been finishing up a project for work, but I was doing it in my living room. I can't stream from there,
Okay. Gotcha.
so I'm in my main office. Lately, I don't know, with the whole family working and everybody being home, it's kind of nice to work up there with everybody else than be in my office by myself.
Oh,
Yeah, you work from home, right? So
Yeah, I'm self-employed, so
okay.
self-employed.
yeah.
That's what all dope dealers say.
Aren't you self-employed too?
Yep. That's what all dope dealers. No, I'm just kidding.
YouTubers.
So
Yeah.
Stacey says, like, say a big fan, enjoy your retrospective videos, even Transformers, not interested in. Learning about them is interesting, and the ones I know as well. Thank you very much about that.
Oh, you're the guy that does those.
You're the one, Wyatt.
You have an opinion.
Fire Brothers wants to I want to see if I can get him to join in. If he wants, unless he wants to do moderating and keeping people in line.
Yeah,
we are
I've blocked a
general.
few people already.
Oh my goodness, you have like 171 people watching this.
I know, isn't that amazing?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh
We're
wow!
excited.
Go away, everyone.
I cap out at like 30.
I'm too scared to stream nowadays.
Yeah, you just come on you come over on my channel and just that way you can say whatever terrible thing you want about people. I'm kidding. He's never said anything bad about anyone.
No, that's what I do.
I'll have to add Fire Brothers as one of my moderators for chat in the future.
Oh, what you got?
Ooh, what is
Oh,
that?
This whole thing?
Mega Constructs. Is that
It's
Mega?
one of the Halo sets. I figured I might as well bring it up because I'm so excited to have it now. 2,000
Nice.
parts took me about 6.5 hours to build. This is called the Pelican Inbound.
Yeah.
And what's cool about it is, it's a nice looking UNSC armored vehicle that flies around and goes whoosh.
Hey Brian, is your focus off or
you-
My focus on the camera is not always good, but here's a detailed look. Look at that!
That is
Golly.
nice.
It's slow slide by like in Star Wars. Da, da, da.
You
But
know.
not only that, if you take this piece off and you swing these up,
Look at those ratchets.
clicky. Nice.
yes, you can hear
That's
the
Transformers
flavor in that.
ASMR.
That's right.
But you flip these up and you make sure that these things are down. And you break a piece apparently. Come on.
Does it open up?
I assume it
I think
does.
it's about to make it.
Oh
go.
wow.
I hope so. I hope they make a Kingdom pipe. So they're making Huffer. They got to
What?
Oh yeah, I think I'm pretty sure that was one of the names that they listed up.
That's
Yeah.
going to probably be a Generation Selects, you think?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
they listed it off for the main line.
Yeah, I think
I-
it was.
Nice.
Yeah, I think it was. There we go.
I'm really looking forward to Kingdom. There's just so much awesomeness that's coming down the pipe.
Yes. Yeah.
They haven't announced anything that I didn't like or that I don't want. And that's scary.
You know what's funny is that when we heard about the rumored names, they said that Air Razor was apparently the worst, and she wasn't even that bad. So
He looks pretty good
Huh.
to me. I mean, way better
Yeah.
than the original Beast Wars figure.
you could say the same thing about Black Arachnia.
Oh, tons
Oh,
better
yeah.
than the original.
So I guess people didn't watch my news video, but I'll put it up on the screen here for a second.
Hey, if you want to blow that up real quick, I'm watching all you guys drink water, and I have to go get one now. You're making me thirsty.
Here,
the X-Men Ultimate Expanse.
we'll continue to the debate. So on my Kingdom video where I compared G1 Kingdom, don't yell at me. That's what I'm going to call it to make it easy. Black Arachnia.
Yeah, technically it is G1. I mean, G1 ended basically with Beast Machines, right?
But
continuity.
Yeah.
So many people in my comment section were yelling at me that this wasn't Black Arachnia.
Pretty much is.
It is Black.
This is the very first Black Arachnia, but they changed her later on in the toy to make her look more like the cartoon.
Yeah, there were a lot of variants back in the day. Honestly, back in the day there was a lot of variants, and nowadays there's not so much of those production variants that we used to have.
No, they're a lot smarter about how they produce the figures now, timing wise.
Or one per case, like you get what was it? Gold armor Iron Man for Marvel Legends, if you remember, and then it was the regular yellow was the like for every 10 cases or something like that. There was a gold one, and most cases were yellow.
It's like a lucky draw Iron Man or something.
Yeah. Close look on that face.
So I want to comment on this because you had mentioned that it's probably not or likely isn't a remold or whatever of Studio Series Jetfire. I just want to make the correction. These wing pieces that hang off, they look like they might have different details, but they look very similar to it. But I do know that this top section right here from Jetfire is the same thing on that figure. And I even noticed that the inner joint in the hip is the same piece. And you can see the wing hanging off the back of the leg. That is the same piece that goes right up here on the hip. And then I'm pretty sure there's some other inner joints. I've also noticed that on the back here, there's this little piece that kind of looks like an anchor. That's also on his back too.
Back on his butt.
I have a theory. I mean, nowadays everything's CAD, right? All computer designed.
Right.
So I have a theory that basically they probably took a file of Studio Series Jetfire in its early stages and then built up on that to get where they're at. I mean, nowadays there's no really retooling. It's basically a file edit, or either they just took it from way, because I can imagine in the design process, if it's anything like modern engineering design, you save your work at different levels just so you can, if you need to redo or go back, you can have a different layer, I guess, so to speak. Similar to Photoshop, you have these layers, right, that you can re-edit later on if you want to change something.
Yeah, and the amount of money it cost in completely engineering a new figure, I mean, these companies want to cut every corner they can. Yeah. And part of that is to save as much cost as they can so they don't have to, turn it over to us. If every single figure had its own mold and no reusable parts, we'd be way over that $20 deluxe price by now.
And they've been doing that since He-Man.
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
And also, like, with exclusives, they've pretty much always been repaints and remolds. So I don't know why people are still surprised whenever they see
nothing new.
Those.
No, I mean, they've been doing it since like the dawn of time, really. You think about it. Like
I remember Dark of the Moon multi-packs where everyone was like, okay, well, it's just a pack of the same figures I got, but it's not worth complaining or worrying about. And nowadays when that happens, it's like, Hasbro wants money!
Good old social media. Everyone can be heard at the same time.
Well, is you get some of these some of these groups, some forum posts. A lot of people find reasons to complain about something. I noticed it's the worst on Facebook groups.
Yeah.
I think I've noticed that the Facebook groups are like the worst with the way that they behave with people.
You just gotta make sure you're at the right group.
Yeah,
I left so many because of that.
I know. There's
Transformers and such is actually still a really good group compared to a lot of the other groups.
Yeah, I know one of the admins on that group.
Yeah, I think I know one of the guys there too.
Oh, I hate that group. No, I'm kidding.
Which group did you say was that, Patriot?
What's that?
Which group were you referring to? Or?
And such. I've been with it for about 3 years. I mean, it's a pretty good group.
There's a Facebook group that is pretty big, and it has some of even the admins don't really they find ways to nitpick things like Generation 1. One of the posts that I see from people like all the time is, I can't believe they're putting G1 in the kingdom. They couldn't just do all Beast Wars. I don't know if that was a trolley post or if that was, being serious. But then you click on the person's like profile and you see how many times that they have like made comments about anti G1. You're like, ugh, forget this. Not even going to comment on this.
Do not entertain. Don't feed the trolls.
Yeah. And then there are circles of Twitter users. Like Twitter users could be like,
I hate Twitter.
Yeah. Oh my! Like the Twitter users, they get on there and they're just like some of the stuff that comes out of their mouth. You're like, what's wrong with you people?
Yeah. You know what I don't understand when it's the same user that always complains in general, and I'm thinking to myself, for me, Transformers is a hobby of enjoyment. It brings happiness. If this franchise makes you so miserable, why are you still? You know what I mean? Why?
Like,
just do something else.
If it makes you heated and you have to rage and tell everyone, don't buy it, don't be into it, don't like it, don't do this and that, you probably
need a new hobby.
And if you're complaining about pretty much everything that they put out, especially when it's like Hasbro, this and that, I'm not sure you're a Transformers fan.
Like, here's the thing though, like, because like me, Patriot, I would say the two of us are probably more hardcore G1ers. I think you would say, Brian, you like everything.
What gave that away?
Kato, I think you buy what makes you happy, kind of thing, no matter what.
I like everything for different reasons. I do have
really
studio.
Everything. I don't know how your wife doesn't want to like strangle you sometimes.
Yeah, I'm definitely a majority G1 fan, but I also have a kind of a knack for I love
stylized.
If I think it's cool, I'll get it. I love a stylized look of a G1 character.
Well, Kato, you like G1, but you like modern G1. You appreciate where Generation 1 comes from. Like, I got that whole wall of 80s G1s, but to you, that doesn't appeal to you like it does me. You want the more modern interpretations of those G1 figures.
Right, because I was more of as a kid, I couldn't get a lot of the figures, so I was much more of a character and cartoon fan. So to have something more modern that more closely resembled what I saw on television, rather than what I had in my hand, that's what I go after more than anything. Is
for me, it's like the G1 figures are kind of cool, but they don't really do much for me because their legs are stiff and sometimes they don't really look like the characters that are being portrayed on the show. So that's why I like Generations a little bit more, because for a while it was a little more updated to that character. Like they weren't afraid to kind of do their own thing at the same time.
You ain't like old Trailbreaker here.
Yeah.
You don't think he was?
Yes.
Trailbreaker looks pretty cool. Like for me, the G1, like everything has a different happiness for me. The G1 takes me back to my childhood, the muscle memory of holding and transforming. And I love G1 for that. I love the reissues because it gives me that happy place again. But the Generations gives me that what I thought in my head it looked like. So to me, like the different products that we have each take me to a different place of happiness.
All kinds
if that makes sense.
And what I like about this is the metal, die cast metal. We're not
lost art.
We're not getting that anymore.
Yeah. Well,
don't worry. This is a different character. It's Trail Cutter. So
Trail Cutter.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Like the newer like the stuff that came out, like I want to say 10 years ago, the generation stuff, when they did this, things like that trail cutter figure or the Springer, they were super stylized, and people were kind of like, it looks really cool, and some people really enjoy those figures or consider them like the ultimate version of that character. But I a lot of times we've all been clamoring on and kind of going like, I would love this again, I would love this figure, or this blue streak. I want to see that out of a toy.
Well, that was the IDW era. All those generation figures, they were all based on the IDW comics, which were all over the place.
Yeah. So if anything, Generations was basically just the IDW toy line, in a way.
Until they started going the other way around. They're like, I feel like they make toys based on that, and then they realize, oh, people are really hooked into this, so we're going to go the other way around. So it's not much of a challenge to, take inspiration from the IDW comic. If we do it the other way around, they could just draw based on the toys.
Yeah.
I'm really curious though. After Kingdom, where Transformers will go with Warden no longer at the helm.
Yeah,
I think we are testing the waters with Kingdom myself. That way, we're not seeing just a influx of Beast Wars character. They're getting those G1s, they're throwing that in because they know us G1ers are buying those for sure, and they're going to see what the sales are going to be for the Beast Wars figures, and that's probably going to lead on to, who knows, there may be the next trilogy could incorporate the Beast Machines, God forbid, or RID, and maybe
I think it'll incorporate Armada, because I believe at that time it'll be the 25th anniversary.
You're right.
Really close to 25 of Armada.
Yeah.
There are some great toys with Armada, and I mean, those toys you could drop down the stairs and they'd still be kicking.
I feel like they're a little afraid to do all like
it's.
Oh,
I feel like they're a little afraid to do all Beast Wars and then all G1 in Studio Series with the 1986 film. So they kind of felt like they had to mix it up to make it fair for everyone, going on. Because I feel like in Kingdom, they wanted to do some G1 and they wanted to do a lot of Beast Wars. But then also it was the 35th anniversary of the movie. So they wanted to push that into Studio Series as well. So.
Yes.
Yes.
I'll agree with that.
Beast Machines is kind of like the end that we wish was redone. Well, I wish at least was redone. Like, can we retell Beast Wars at the end of season 3 and do a different direction than the Beast Machines?
Are you telling me you don't like Optimus Primal going, have you heard about our Lord and Savior?
I am transformed.
I hope they just retcon that whole thing. And
the more I tried to like get into Beast Machines, it's really, it's not the animation. The animation on Beast Machines is better.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I like the fact that it was a storyline all the way. Like all the way through. Like it was one unified story.
It actually had a really good ending.
I hated the ending.
I didn't like the ending.
I didn't like the ending.
Oh, you didn't?
I didn't like the green
the amazing animation. You can't tell me that when you got a close-up shot of Silverbolt's face.
That was maybe more the fight between Optimus and Megatron, not the whole Cybertron becoming Earth thing.
Oh, okay. The fight was pretty interesting.
Cybertron is what I think a lot of fans just were like, screw this.
Spoilers.
Spoilers on a 20-plus-year-old.
Too soon.
Kumbaya.
Well, the nice part is the result of Beast Machines gave us Rid, so I like those toys.
Now, here's the thing, though. When Beast Machines was coming to a close, I think that's when Aaron Archer was getting prepared to do Armada.
Mm-hmm.
And they needed a filler series. And so Robots in Disguise was just that filler series. So they were
going with your Siege Megatron.
I like my Siege Megatron. I want to get the Netflix version if I can find it in the store, but I'm happy with that. And we were talking about Generations. This is pretty much my definitive Megatron so far.
Where's my Megatron?
Thank you, Kato.
Oh, Kato's paying for attention, it seems.
I am.
Uh,
It's not the
My
first
wife
time.
did not like
This is the cheapest attention I've ever paid for.
My wife will tell you she does not like the Unicron trilogy at all. Like literally does not like it whatsoever. Doesn't like Armada, doesn't like Energon, doesn't like Cybertron. Like Cybertron's the only one she can tolerate. And even that, like she hated Armada because of the Gotta Catch 'Em All minicon episodes.
Yeah.
You know, she like I found it because at the time it was Pokemon. You know,
Yeah.
gotta catch them all the minicons. You know, that's literally what it felt like. And
It was a Pokemon fad time.
Yeah. I enjoyed the Armada and Energon comics way more than I cared
All
about
the
the first
Dreamwave
one.
comics were fantastic,
Yeah.
They
The
were-
artwork in those it was so good.
especially when they brought in the alternate reality where you had G1 versus Armada, like
Yeah,
Megatron
all-
versus
The
Galvatron,
comics,
Bludgeon.
I would get Armada figures, like kind of like PPR. For them, I would get the Armada stuff to match up with my memories of reading the comics when those were out, because I couldn't stomach the cartoon at the time. It was just too out there for me. I was working, so
there it is.
To,
Pokemon. Pokemon I liked, minicons I hate.
to the comment that popped up about Sideburn going after Sideswipe, it'd be funny if it was Sunstreaker, because in animated, I think there was concept or some art that had Sunstreaker as a female character.
you stop it right now.
Unless they want to do it with Sideswipe, I'm not going to argue with that.
Well, Ryan, you do know who Kato's favorite Transformer is, right?
Scorponok.
I'm looking to see. I think it's over there. It's over there on my Sunstreaker shelf.
Mm.
His shrine to Sunstreakers. Shrine to Sunstreakers.
Man,
Sunstreaker shrine.
that's a lot of hubcaps.
Um,
Hold on. Okay, she got
Bumble jumpers.
When I eventually get the Earthrise Sunstreaker, I probably I'll end up selling you the Universe one with
Are you
side.
telling me you don't want that Combiner Wars Sunstreaker?
I don't have them.
No, the universe one is the one that shared the same mold as Sideswipe, right? And then they just made him backwards.
Yep.
I mean, they really got their money's worth from that mold.
Oh god,
Kato has a Combiner Wars Sunstreaker, if I'm not mistaken.
You have him or no?
You bought him off me. You better have him.
Oh, do I have him? Yeah, I have him for sure. Yeah, I bought him from PPR. He's sitting back there on the male Sunstreaker show.
Oh,
I'm
you have
trying
a
to keep up with all the chats. So if you know, while we're all talking, since it's 5 of us nerding out for a while, you know, I can bring up your Transformer stuff. Oh, you have Punch and Counter Punch.
Oh, was that a BotCon exclusive?
It was.
Nice.
It was.
Was it, or was
I'm excited about the one coming up. I'm getting that.
I hope it's not a exact punch counter punch that we had before. I hope there's something different to him.
It's definitely some different paint.
Different paint job.
Yeah,
I think it'll be different that it won't include the Prime Master.
yeah.
You know, I think I should probably switch one of these into the other guy just to change it up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it won't include the Prime Master and it won't include that hand.
Yeah, that's the difference.
So I'm just bringing this back up so that people can see what we were talking about.
Yeah, like an hour ago we were talking about.
Yeah, we were.
I can't wait for that. I'm gonna get 2 of them.
Oh, you're gonna get 2?
Don't you
He's
get
gonna make it.
Oh,
He's gonna make a Delta Magnus.
Yeah, gonna make a Delta Magnus out of it.
Your Delta Magnus custom looks fantastic.
It does.
Oh, you do amazing work, bro.
The
Thanks.
full clip says stop showing off. Have you seen YouTube? Kind of what it's for.
Has the same guy named Brian, a guy in the comments, truly introduced Transformers to the Bay Films. See,
I mean, my name is spelled with an I, but yes.
okay. I'm I get it that people were introduced by the Bay films, but that's kind of where I think a lot of long fans have an issue with the Bay films, is that when you say, "Oh, I'm a Transformers fan," you're like, "Oh, of those horrible womanizer, Michael Bay films," and I'm like, "No, the old cartoon from the '80s."
I don't know why people have to like separate other people like that. Like if I say, well, I'm just into the movies, that's different. But why do other people have to go? You're okay. Well, you're into the movies only, and it's like all you're doing is just separating people into.
I get it. No, I understand what you're saying, but what I mean by that is that like, because the Bay films are so different from every like. Even Transformers Prime feels more G1 than the movies, even though it has a lot of influence from the movies. What I mean by that is that like the Bay films feel so removed that if you say you're a Transformers fan, people immediately think of the Michael Bay films. They don't think of anything else.
I think it depends on their age, though.
Right?
If they're old, older, the younger folks will probably
yeah. So to them, they think of Optimus Prime as a murderous lunatic who wants everybody's face.
I'll kill you.
With justice.
And so I get it. I understand that people became fans during the Bay films, but I mean, to me, Transformers Prime is 100 million times better than the Bay films. But I think animated is better than Prime. So.
Yes, I mean it's Transformers has been around for so long. It's hard to just say, everyone. There's gonna be so many differences, right? I mean, for 35 years and different. The Bay films though was a lot different than what I would have liked it to be in terms of characteristics. Would have been better for me. It would have been better if they gave them different names, or if there was like Beast Wars where it says, it was.
I think of the Bay movies like I think of like DC Comics movies, like each one's in Elseworlds.
Yeah, that's kind of how. That's what settles my mind about it.
That's a good way to rationalize it. I mean,
the what if world.
I prefer G1 over anything else, but I'll accept new stuff if it makes sense. If it's good storytelling. Like I like animated. I like Prime.
No, you just don't like it because it's new. No, I have an opinion on something. So,
but then I see the comments that people say like, "Oh, like where is it? The G1 purists suck," and it's like, there's a reason why G1 fans are become purists. Think about it. Why do we become purists? Think about it.
I think everybody just has, everybody just got to let folks have their preferences, right? At the end of the day, it's just whatever you like, right? I mean, I don't know why there's that need for someone who likes something to put down somebody else who likes something else. You know what I mean?
I'm seeing it more so,
that's what people do now.
Yeah,
I'm seeing it more so with Bayformer fans now saying that G1 sucks and we have to get over that. And I'm just here thinking, why do we have to? First of all, and second, I want to point out that you might like the Michael Bay movies, but I feel like a lot of them alienated a lot of the characters because it wasn't just Transformers in general, transforming robots that made Transformers what it is. It's also the fact that there's characters. You see Megatron, Shockwave, Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, Ratchet, and all them, and then obviously for different franchises like Armada, Energon, and blah blah blah. Two Iron Hides are not going to be the same, but it just felt like for the movies, especially, they just, took the names and just put them on some robot.
Yep.
Well,
and a lot of them don't really have too much characteristics to begin with. So
most fans of an original series or an original idea really only have a problem when the folks who do something new with it blatantly show no respect at all for the source material. And it's one thing for Bay to make a Transformers movie with new characters and new designs. You expect that. every iteration of Transformers has looked, for the most part, somewhat different. But what people didn't like, and what I didn't like about Bay in general, is not only did he make something so completely different, he was not quiet at all about not even really liking what he was doing.
Yeah, he had no
It's
idea
like-
about the characters or the stories.
Yeah, and that it's like,
He's admitted that. That's when you look at there's such a difference between the Michael Bay films and the Bumblebee movie.
Oh yeah,
right.
really enjoyed the Bumblebee movie.
Yeah.
So I think part of the distaste for the Bayverse for G1 guys is how Bay approached it.
Yeah.
Like, he was blatant about not giving a crap about where all this stuff came from, and essentially just didn't even really want to make a Transformers movie. He wanted to make a robot movie about vehicles that transform, but not
He didn't
a
even want to make
Transformers
them
movie.
characters to begin with. He wanted to just have them as mindless robots
Yep.
that just invaded. That was the
Yeah.
original idea, honestly.
The original idea was G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
The original idea was G.I. Joe. And that's where Lennox and why am I blank right now? But why the human military characters had their story. They were the main characters. It was supposed to be Duke and Roadblock.
Right.
And then it was turned into Transformers. And then eventually they realized they had to add Bumblebee with with the human character, and it had to be Spike Witwicky. Well, it can't be Spike because we have to be real. So it's Sam Witwicky, right? And so it made it a different character, and he basically would have turned it in. He was trying to turn it into G.I. Joe, and the Transformers were just an alien invasion. Like the Transformers weren't characters. It's the only ones that you can say were characters in any way, shape, or form was like Bumblebee was trying to emote without talking, and Optimus being a murderous psychopath, and everybody else was just cannon fodder.
Yeah.
And the fact you do not use the main villain of the series. Megatron was in
That's
the
right.
first movie for 10 minutes. And in the second movie, you find out he's just a lackey to the Fallen, who is this Dreamwave character.
Yeah, I didn't like that. That he was
Third
like,
movie.
Third movie, he's a lackey to Sentinel Prime.
Yeah. And that's the best Megatron yet. I love the Mad Max looking Megatron.
Oh, I love that form.
I mean, that's one of my, you talk about crossovers. That's a crossover I want. Mad Max Transformers. We're already in the apocalypse, so let's go ahead and do the post-apocalyptic Transformers. But yeah, I love the first movie. I love the third. Well, maybe love's too hard, but I enjoyed them a lot more than the others because not only am I a Transformers fan, I'm a movie buff. And I stood at movies a lot more if there was a good story along with them. I mean, it was just a jumbled mess from beginning to end. At least the tried to tell a story.
And I didn't really like the audio of the movie. Like, I loved that they at least got Colin in there to do voice, but there was something that stood out to me throughout that whole franchise was, when you walk through Walmart and you walk past all the like talking robot figures and you push the button and it just says a phrase.
Yep.
It's just like, I'm going to destroy you. And you push it again and it says another phrase.
Yep.
And so on and so on. That's how I felt the audio was in that. It was like they phoned in a bunch of short one-line clips and hit random and played them on random for an hour and a half. And wherever the voice clip ended, that's the section that they filmed or whatever. They just took off about the audio.
And most of the Decepticons didn't even speak English. It was like, "Ocha," as they ran across the screen.
Yeah, they spoke in Star Wars Alien.
Yep.
But all that being said, I don't hate any of that. And I definitely don't hate anyone for buying it or liking it.
I don't hate people who
At
like
all.
Bay films either. To me, I feel like it's so far removed from what Transformers is that because of what Michael Bay, his attitude towards the franchise.
Yeah,
See, here's the
exactly.
big difference too. We don't hate people who like the Bayverse movies, but they hate us for not liking the Bayverse movies.
Yep.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's the
Fair.
funny thing is? I don't like the Bayverse movies, but I do like the toys because I like them mainly because they're a much better puzzle. The way they transform.
Oh,
What
yeah.
I noticed with the studio series. I mean,
Oh,
even
yeah.
compared with Siege,
I
the
love
studio
a lot-
series are like mini masterpiece in terms of complexities.
I hate to say it. I bought that Studio Series 2007 Megatron. He's up there on the shelf. I've yet to transform that guy. I can't figure him out.
Did you get the studio series Bumblebee movie Prime?
Yes.
Like if you look at the transformation of that Bumblebee Prime and the Siege Prime or Earthrise Prime, it's way more complex.
Oh, I know.
Oh, sure.
God.
That's,
But,
that's because one was designed to transform in the film that it was in, and the other one wasn't. They had to figure it out along the way.
But I mean, for me, I besides liking robots, I love the puzzle aspect of Transformers.
Yes.
I love that. Like a lot of times when I buy a new Transformers, I'll take it and then I'll attempt to solve it before looking at the instructions.
Mm-hmm. I think I might have told you guys that I for a little while, like a lot of like younger kids were starting to message me on Instagram and like threatening me and stuff like that for being a G1 fan and not liking the big films.
And
Oh, wow.
you know what that does? Pushes you more in the other direction.
Exactly.
It literally says to me, "Oh, you like the Bay films? I hate the Bay films. I think everything about Michael Bay is garbage." You know, and you know what? It just to make them more angry. You know, because if that's the way you want to push me, I'll push back, and I'll just literally say like, I'll make every single retrospective that I do, making sure I bash Michael Bay even further.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, it answers your question that you asked earlier.
Yeah.
What makes someone a G1 purist? And that is if it's the same thing that drives anyone away from anyone else.
Mhm.
If all you're doing, if the only people you hear from violently are people just ripping you apart or saying horrible things because of what you do or like or how you live, I'm not going to get closer to you. I'm going to get further away from you. So I'm going to back further into my corner and the people that I want to be around. So everything you just said,
Yep.
all it does is make me more of what I am.
I think those kids
the real world so much right now.
I think those kids didn't read the book Winning Friends and Influencing People.
No,
Yeah,
they.
how to win friends.
Who was the author for that, Larkin? You remember?
I can't remember. My dad made me read that long time
That
ago.
wasn't a Covey book, was it? Was that a Covey book? Who was that?
I don't.
I don't
Ask Uncle Google.
People. I remember that book, yeah. But that's the
but
thing.
yeah,
It makes you so much more angrier that like, you know, you're gonna like, okay, the reason why I get angry about the Bay films in general is because the way that I feel that it, you know, is it goes out of its way to insult the original, you know, insult the source material.
Sure.
The same fans that were complaining about the way that the Bay films looked were the ones who were complaining that Spider-Man was given organic web shooters.
Oh,
That Green Goblin looked like a Power Rangers villain.
Yeah.
You know?
Why are the X-Men wearing black suits?
Yes.
Spider-Man fan here. I promise you that is exactly what happened.
Oh,
there was just a little fewer people on Facebook to cry about it. And you know, that's multiplied 1 million times over since then. So yeah, it's with anything. Fans of source material will always for the most part dislike.
Now Fire Brother, going into this, I love that idea because look what they've done with Barricade.
Yep.
Barricade was a hot pink Micromaster in G1. Bay turned him into the evil police car that now they've taken the Bayverse evil police car and G1ified him, if there's a new word, and now he's in Siege, and now we've got him coming in Earthrise. I love that. I'd love to see Nitro Zeus or characters like that. I'd like to see a drop kick and Shatter get G1ified too. I mean, I dig it. I'm cool with that.
I did a whole video. I literally did a whole video on that. Armada Demolisher is one. Lugnut from animated,
Tiger
Knockout. So many characters that came in these other series and franchises, like I was in the Transformers franchise, that were just awesome. New characters and better versions of characters that were otherwise didn't really exist anywhere else.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of like what they did with some characters in Cyberverse. I mean, they took like different Transformers series and lumped them in.
Yep. I mean, Windblade is like, you can say she's G1ified, but she's been put everywhere. You know,
I still want a Windblade for Earthrise.
I do. And Slipstream. I want to.
Yes, a Slipstream. I got the Takara version, but I think they could do better in design because my
out of her
floppy.
though, if they do Slipstream and you take the Seeker mold, like the Earthrise Seeker mold, let's say, you know, give her the female legs, give her the female arms, and maybe like tighten up that you know, the hips and stuff like that, so it gives her a little bit more of a you know, of the female design for the robot itself, but make the jet the same F-15 on the outside.
That'd be cool.
That would be really, really cool, because then you can remold the head slightly, and then what you do is that you make Slipstream, but you don't stop there. Now you can make 20 more characters if you want out of female Seekers. How cool would that be? And we want
to have a
female Decepticons.
To have a female armada of Seekers would be awesome. That would be great.
Brian showing off his
Yeah, it was mentioned about him in alt mode. I wanted to take a look at the size of this thing because it's just pretty massive.
Yeah,
that's Megatron in his what the hell mode.
I need
turns into a what? That's one of the things that Flint Dilley even told me, if you remember. He said he said that was one of the things that he realized about sometimes when you try to make new Transformers stuff, you know, what is it turning into? You know, because it's just as much as the alt mode as it is robot mode.
That's right.
Not a Bayverse fan, but you like that RC Elita 1 and Chromia were sisters, thus acknowledging female Transformers. Kinda.
It's kind of got a point there. You have to like the movies now.
I just wish the models were better. You know what I mean? Like the bikes, they didn't.
Yeah, I think that would have been a nice compromise.
I actually saw those Studio Series figures in the store yesterday. I didn't realize how small they were.
Oh, they're puny.
My God.
It's like 3 Gizmo ducks.
Yeah, that's exactly what. That's exactly right. They are 3 little Gizmo ducks.
Oh, you know what? Now I gotta pick it up and do a Gizmo duck custom.
It's you.
Someone shared it on Facebook. It was awesome. It was somebody on a unicycle, like a motorized.
Oh yeah, the cosplay of the.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Dude, that was awesome. It was Gizmo Duck riding down the street, like weaving in and out of cars and stuff like that. Like that was just so cool.
I think it's kind of neat that technology is actually there. That somebody could probably make a Gizmo, you know, full-on Gizmo Duck armor.
The Bayverse, fembots were more like there was matching the Bayverse aesthetic, you know, with the metal parts all over the place. But actually, according to the way Bay did it, was that it was just the 3 RCs were one personality.
Yeah.
And it was only because they were split into 3, according to the comic books, that it was Elita 1, RC, and Chromia. And then apparently we only saw 2 of them die on screen, but the other one did get killed.
Some people thought that it was a typo in the script for Lennox to say RC twins, but no, it was the RC sisters, or the triplet there, and then the twins.
Yep, the twins, meaning Skids and Mudflap.
Yeah. Which
Skids and Mudflap caused a big stir, if you remember.
Oh yeah,
sure.
Oh God, do we have to get into that one?
No, we don't. We don't have to.
I'm going to leave it at there. I'll leave it at there.
Yeah, because these Kingdom toys are teasing me now.
I can't wait. I mean, they look so awesome. I can't wait for that Dinobot.
Oh man, that's going to be so good.
Yeah.
The number one figure I said they have to do is Dinobot.
Yeah.
You think that's a Voyager? I don't think it's a leader though.
Yeah, Voyager.
Oh, he's a Voyager.
Yeah.
And I think she's a deluxe.
In scale,
Right?
Yeah. She's the
the
Lux.
scale with Optimus,
And I think Hopper is a deluxe as well.
or maybe a little bigger than Optimus.
I hope Huffer has a little hitch that I hope he's sized right that he can take Prime's trailer.
If you notice
Old.
if you notice on the artwork for Huffer, he's got a little panel piece that looks like it's the bumper of the truck that forms a shield. So they're still doing that.
Nice.
If we go to Twitter,
No, we're not trying to go to Twitter.
Hey,
Patriot Prime.
thanks for the promo.
I'm glad that they're doing Inferno. It's just the wrong Inferno to do in Kingdom.
I hope they do both. I mean, that would be kind of cool to, just to reiterate that, hey, Transformers do share the same names. Maybe Inferno is like Bob or George.
I like
or
that.
whatever.
Listen, I would love to see.
A whole planet full of robots and no two have the same name.
Yeah.
On the Netflix series, I would love just 15 seconds of Inferno meeting Inferno.
Yeah, there you go. Because
That
one of
would
them
just
is
be-
all level-headed, and the other one is a psychopath, right?
Bad shit,
Yeah.
crazy.
Everyone will burn for the royalty.
Yes, my queen. I wish you would stop calling me that. So Transformers Rocks is clearly a Bayverse fan, but I like Bayverse and G1s, and I don't go and say, oh, you suck if you like this version of Transformers. I just don't like that some and hate some. See, the thing is that that's what we're trying to say. Like,
Cool.
we don't like I don't like the Bayverse. I don't hate people who like Bayverse.
Same.
I prefer the G1 designs over everything else, and I like the idea of updating things. Like if you try to make G1 Skywarp as an F-22, it would be awesome. But the F-15 is still around, and there's nothing wrong with the Skywarp being an F-15, but the F-22 is more powerful. So if you want to make it a more update the vehicle mode, I'm okay with that if it matches the character. And the robot mode, to me, I think should resemble the character unless you're purposefully making it a different character.
Well, didn't they
Here's-
do the Revenge of the Fallen repaint like that too?
Mhm.
I'm just remembering that.
Yeah, the Thundercracker
here's-
and Skywarp.
Yep.
The thing for me about Bayverse, and I
Ramjet.
think
This
The
one is
trans-
G1 designs.
Transformers has got to go through the same, and it did, in a way, the same realization that comic book movies did. For the longest time, we got comic book movies that were afraid to look like comic book movies.
Yep.
We had X-Men in black leather rather than their comic counterpart costumes or whatever, all the way up until mostly. I mean, Spider-Man did it slightly, but you had, like you mentioned, the Goblin costume. I mean, Avengers came along really and said, this is going to be a comic book movie. It's going to look like comic book characters.
Yep.
And it's going to be over the top and ridiculous.
We
Right.
can thank the MCU for basically making it that characters can look like the characters.
That's right.
Because Batman was the only one around. Batman and Superman were the only ones around. Like here, Batman always looks like Batman. He has to pass the squint test. He has to have the pointy ears.
Well, and
He's got to look like Batman.
Spider-Man looked like Spider-Man, but they do it with other things. Like they'll do it like, okay, the Penguin's going to look a little different, or there's a certain amount of it. Transformers just wasn't willing to make that step yet, and that was a mistake.
Yep.
Because Bay said, I don't want to see the blocky look of Transformers. They have to be more realistic.
Right.
Yet
It's the same. It's the
Bumblebee
same
nailed it.
conversation. Yeah, it's the same conversation that was had with comic book movies, that we had to go over those growing pains of like the black leather suit X-Men to get to the Avengers.
1989 Batman looked like a Batman movie. It looked like a comic book.
Hey,
Batman movie.
hey guys, sorry, I gotta cut it short. It's
All right.
gonna be dinner time here, and the wife is calling.
All right.
So- Oh, yeah, you guys,
It's 11 o'clock, and I know my little one wants to see me before he goes to bed.
oh, you guys don't have to start leaving your wife.
Even Wonder Woman, especially Wonder Woman. Can you imagine if they decided if the movie makers for the DC, take care, Larkin. Can you imagine if they decided to completely alter Wonder Woman? Because the director said, I'm going to make my own vision of Wonder Woman, and she shouldn't look like the character. And
Did they not do a redub or remake of Wonder Woman a few years back where she had like a short jean jacket, pants and stuff? I mean, it fell through big time.
they did a TV pilot that that immediately fans of the character were up in arms.
It was that Adrian.
I think that aired. Did it?
Yeah, Adrian Pilecki was Wonder Woman, and it made it to like you can find it at conventions and stuff on DVD, but it never aired. But I know they did try to do that with Wonder Woman and modernize her a little bit. They kind of went the Superboy 90s Superboy route with the jacket and tried to humanize her and stuff. But it just, again, I think if you look at the way even Superman and the Snyder, the newer Batman movies were, if it had not been for Avengers, there's no telling what we would have gotten in Batman, because they went back and redid so much stuff to make it right. And
that's the thing, is that I feel that characters should pass a squint test, personally. That they should resemble the characters that they have, and they should try to make the storytelling to match, try to tell a storyline from where. How would I feel? So SS Ruiz wants to know, how would I feel and react to G1 style characters from other continuities getting toys? That I actually did a whole video on it. I did an entire video on it. I would love to see that.
I want Lugnut again. Bring back Lugnut.
I want Lugnut. I want Lockdown, Demolisher, Tidal Waves, Dirt Boss, Sideburn. Bring them. I would love to see that stuff.
I was so impressed with the Galaxy Upgrade Optimus Prime. I know that's not the favorite for everyone, but the fact that they went ahead and did that specific Optimus Prime. Yes, it's an Ultra Magnus remold, but at least it's there, and I'm glad it is, because that was my first Optimus Prime.
All right, guys. I appreciate everything. I appreciate all the viewers out there watching. I'm going to call it a night, but we will do this again soon.
absolutely.
Yeah. We've been talking for a while, but you understand what I'm just going to wrap this up for really quickly, because I do want to end the stream myself as well. But that's the thing, is I don't hate the fans of stuff that are not G1 fans. I think that G1 is and should always be respected, but I also respect people's opinion for liking what they like, and we don't hate upon anybody just because they like something different. And we want more unity in the franchise, but there's always going to be some desire to go back to bring back that this, not just the nostalgia, but to make sure the franchise still looks and feels like the franchise should from its origins and its beginnings.
Gotta respect the roots.
Got to respect your roots while doing new things, and new stories can come out. And the fans that love the new stuff, I'm cool with that. There should be fans of the newer stuff as well, but understand why fans are, why old school fans are in love with the original stuff. What made us love the original stuff, and why we hold it to a gold standard. Why we love G1 Inferno, why we love Beast Wars Inferno. They're two different characters, but they're in the same universe, and there's room for both. And it just in the same way that there's room for fans of the Bayverse and there's room for fans of G1. And that should always be a thing. The way that I look at it. So that's where we are. But with that,
can I just say one thing?
I hope this brings some unity to the Transformers franchise while we vented our feelings on a live stream for an hour and 40 minutes for almost 200 people. I appreciate all of you guys for coming on here. And with that, good night till all are one. Have a good night.
Ah!